welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jaleesa Leah here, and we're back with another episode of From Baddie to Save Podcast, episode 15. We are going to talk about acceptance, because on this journey, on this walk with God, you have to accept a lot of things about your new beginning and new life. You have to accept things that you didn't even think was going to be a challenge to accept. So I'm here to give you the tea on what is going on in your girl's world, and hopefully if you're on the same journey as me, you'll be able to learn from these things, because girls, guys, it's a lot. It's testing times. It's real testing times, but we gonna get into it now, okay? First things first, when you do this whole give yourself away and begin again with Jesus, a lot of people are going to be in your business. A lot of people are going to be questioning you, asking you unwarranted questions, unsolicited advice will be given to you as well. And they'll be just like, oh, so what made you change? Like, what happened in your life to make you change? And honestly, that is nobody's business. No matter how long they've known you for, if they're just brand new, just met you, just came across your page, you don't have to answer any of those questions, because it's not anybody's business. And if you're somebody that is private about that, you don't have to share it. So don't ever feel like you have to answer to people's questions just because they're now, realizing, oh, you've changed, what happened to you. You don't have to tell anyone your story, because the past is the past and God has pushed you forward, and you are you of today, as in you're currently you're not that person anymore, so you don't actually have to speak on it. But if you're like me, that has a platform that actually shares that kind of thing, then you kind of have to approach it differently, because sometimes I'll be in the mood to speak about it. Otherwise, I'll just be like, check out my page and you'll find out. I don't really want to talk to people about my past consistently. I just say what I need to say and move forward, because when I do speak on my past, it's to give you a lesson so that you can understand what not to do in life. We're not here to just chat about the past. The past is the past. But however, if it has something you can gain from it, like my story, then sure, I'm gonna speak about it. Sure, I'm gonna share it. But as in, like, when people want to get to know you, all they're doing is asking me, oh, so what happened to you for you to change? Like, please please, I don't want to do that with you. That's not what I'm here for. Like, please, let me live. You'll have to accept that some people will not be drawn to you anymore. Some people will not even want to engage with your content anymore, and that's okay. It's a tough pill to swallow, because that could have been your real people. Like, you could have been locked in, and they're now not interested in what you're saying, and that's fine. You just gotta accept it. You gotta accept that, if they were happy to be with you when you were sinning, but not happy to be with you now that you've chosen not to sin anymore, you have to kind of think about it and realize that person wasn't really your friend like that. That person really wasn't in the position to want what's best for you, because they were happy to promote your stuff. They were happy to like your things and engage with your things when it was like kind of wrong. But now that you're on the right path and you're just teaching and blessing others, now they're just silent. Now they're just acting like you don't exist. It's no problem. Don't even take it as a negative. Be thankful to God for what he is doing in the unseen. Like, he does things that we cannot see. Do you know what I mean? He has conversations that we cannot hear. So there's so much that he does for us, and you just have to just accept. It hurts, but you just accept it and move on, and you'll realize later on down the line why he did what he did, why those people are no longer in your life. Because when you're in your current moment of realization and accepting that things have changed and you're seeing it for yourself, you kind of have to just remember, you won't get the meaning in that moment. You have to get through and see it through in order to know why that is happening. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't be mad about it. Don't even contact the person about it. Just move on, move forward, and what will be, and God will reveal why he's done what he's done. He never does anything to hurt you. He never removes people that you thought you loved for no reason. Come on. He knows them just as he knows you. Like, put the two and two together. It's okay. You're blessed. Trust me. You're absolutely blessed. So yeah, acceptance on friends not being your friends anymore, or people just not really caring for you like they used to. That's okay. Another thing that you might have to accept is like people placing judgment on you. You know, they're kind of like not monitoring, but they're kind of keeping track of the things you say, the things you do, how you act, especially if you've changed. They'll be like, oh, that's not the way you should be if you're a child of God, or that's not the way God would want you to be, or, you know, why are you getting upset? Why are you reacting? Why are you getting angry? Like, God wouldn't want that for you. Oh, this, like, they're just literally nitpickers. All they do is nitpick at everything that has to do with God, because you've come openly to the internet and said, I'm a child of God and I love God and I'm changing for God. They will now be like, So every time you do something that's a bit, they'll be like, that actually, not that, you know, they come with that, and that's just what comes with, that's what just comes with spreading the word, unfortunately. There'll be people that are on your side, there'll be people that don't even want to be in agreement with you on purpose just to get a reaction from you. And you have to accept that, unfortunately, that some people are there to trigger you. Some people are there to only get a reaction from you. They don't even have a reason to argue. Like, what you said is probably very correct, but they just want to be that difficult individual that wants to get a reaction from you to see if you're able to give in to their demonic spirit that they're passing on to you. Do you know what I mean? Because I said in my previous podcast that when you match energy, you're just matching with that person's inner demon, and that's all you're doing. You're just triggering each other's inner demons, and it's just like, no, we don't want to do that. If you've changed and you've moved away from that kind of thing, you wusa, you speak to God, you let it go, and you just don't react to these people, because it is not okay, it is not our fight anymore. When people come and they say what they say, they do what they do, they aggravate you, it's no longer our fight, it's God's fight is what matters. Okay, everything you've given to God, when people now come against you with that information, with what you've given to him, you stand strong in your belief, and you stand strong in your faith that he is in control. That is no longer your fight. So you do not need to be on the internet fighting these people. You do not need to be on the internet retaliating and interacting with the individuals that just want to get under your skin. Like, I've had to accept that that's not what I'm here for, and I've had to accept that it's going to happen continuously, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. Like, those people are there for a reason. They're there to just make you crumble, and they just love to know they've got to you in some kind of way. So that's what they do, that's what they're here for. And it took me a while to realize that is what this is, because even when I go like live on TikTok and I try to interact with my audience, because I believe in like growing and reaching new people, so that's why I do it. I want to talk to people and get to know who is following me, why they're following me, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just like to know who is tuned in with me. And whilst I've been on this journey doing this, I have encountered some difficult spirits, some real difficult spirits that just believe in their word and their words alone, and they just have this big need to tell me how they feel about me, or tell me how my God would see me. Like, for example, there was this guy, he came up and he was like to me, oh, you have tattoos, right? And I was like, yeah, I have tattoos. He was like, so how can you call yourself a Christian if you've got tattoos? And obviously, normal me without God, I would have flipped at that kind of thing. I would have got really mad at that, because you're judging my character, you're judging my ability to have faith in my Lord and Savior all because of what is on my skin, not knowing that my skin received those things when I wasn't saved. Like, I was into tattoos, that's what I liked, so I did them, and I did that before I came to Christ. So how can you tell me I am not qualified or capable of loving the Lord if my body has tattoos? Like, sir. On top of that, he was a Muslim. You don't even have a mirrored same belief as me. You're in a whole different belief, but you got something to say to me. So my response was to him, which I don't think he liked, but my response was to him, so can you please explain to me why people go to prison, commit crimes, do things like that, and come out Muslim? Why are they accepted as Muslims if they've done something bad? This person was like, do you know what? You're correct. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. So sorry. My bad, basically. That's what he had to tell me, because I was like, how can you tell me about my body when it was done before Christ? And, what do you want me to do? Take them off now that I've gone to Christ? And far as I know, he doesn't want us to abuse our temple, of course, but it's not a sin to have a tattoo. So I don't really know what he was trying to do with that. I don't know where he was headed with that information, but he thought he could get a reaction out of me to get negative and say something negative and be mean. Basically, he wanted me to step out of my peace and match his same vibe of being annoying, basically. But yeah, I had to really control myself in that situation, because I felt like I wanted to react. I felt like I wanted to be kind of rude, but I had to just chill and just be like, okay, so you feel like that about my faith, let me talk to you about yours, because this is an ongoing thing for you lot. You go to prison and you guys come out as a Muslim, and not many people talk about that. So what do you have to say? Like, are they not accepted? Like, let me know. He tried to get me to rise to his same level, and I was just like, no, we're gonna cut this off by giving you back something to address about yours. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about me? Let's talk about you, because nobody's perfect and I'm not perfect, and just because I've gone to Christ now doesn't mean I'm gonna be completely perfect, but I can try my best and do my best to not do what I used to do, and that's all that matters to me. Don't ever let someone think that it can get into your head and make you go into disbelief on your own faith because they have some information that comes out of nowhere and makes you feel like, oh, are they right? Am I a bad person because I have tattoos and I love Jesus? Like, no, you're not. You're not a bad person. People have tongue piercings and all these other things. Like, that shouldn't be a thing, but they've gone to Christ and God loves them. God blesses them. God chooses them to be his child. Do you know what I mean? So don't let these people get you, please. They just want a reaction. So please accept that people are gonna try you. I don't really get why we live in a world where everyone has something to say about Christians or just Jesus in general, but when it comes to everybody else, nobody really has to fight for their faith. Nobody really has to speak up for their faith. Like, it's just accepted already, and I feel like we are constantly attacked for loving Jesus, for speaking about Jesus, and it's just like, what's really going on here? I don't understand it, but I have to accept that. That's what comes with this. I have to accept that me loving Jesus makes people uncomfortable. I have to accept that. I have to accept that me loving Jesus means that people will not talk to me anymore. I have to accept that me loving Jesus makes people judge me and have so much to say about me without even knowing me. I have to accept that me loving Jesus makes people look at every single thing I do and question and look for ways in which I am failing and have to point it out to me and, constantly remind you that you're not perfect and constantly remind you that you're a sinner. And like, I don't understand it, but it's what we have to accept at the end of the day. This is what comes with loving Jesus. This is what comes with choosing Christ, because you've seen yourself in the Bible, you've read, you've seen, if you've watched the show Chosen, if you've seen that, you'll see for yourself how they treated him for being such a good person. And all I've done is express my love and choose to live a different way. And they want to ridicule me, they want to put me on a cross because I love him, just as they did with him for being a good man and healing others. Like, what? It's okay, I understand. We all follow the same footsteps as Jesus. Once you love him, once you choose him, you follow the same things that he went through, I'm guessing, because that's what it's giving. It's giving that we have to be prepared to stand strong, to remain in our faith, to not waver, to not ever give up on our faith, and to never ever live a day where we don't pray to him and thank him and be grateful, because they don't want us to be great, they don't want us to be happy, they don't want us to love him. They want to always find a way to break it, and it's not going to break. I'm sorry, you can't say anything to me to make me not love him. You can't say anything to me to revert back to who I used to be. And, like I said, I've accepted this is what comes of it. And I'm just going to have to carry my cross happily and gracefully and just hope and pray that I reach the right people and, just change the world person by person, because this is hard. It is really hard. I didn't know before doing this that it could be so difficult. I didn't know before doing this that I would have to speak to myself positively extra, like in an extra way that I never used before, because I don't know, I'm always kind to myself, but not in this way. Like, I have to actively remind myself to speak positive words to myself, encourage myself, because a lot of the time you just feel alone, you feel down, you feel singled out, you just don't feel like you belong sometimes. And when you do belong, it's because you find other people that are on the same journey, or other people that think the same way as you, or other people that want to share the same wisdom as you. And it's just like, wow, like, you really don't feel the love unless it's from people that are on the same journey as you. And it's just like, wow, I didn't know that. Like, being a part of the world and free and not choosing God to lead the way for me, I related to so many people. I could talk to everybody. Like, there's nobody I couldn't speak to. And now it's like I can speak, but I feel like not everybody wants to hear it. And it's not like, every time I speak to someone I'm talking about Jesus. No, sometimes I'm just not entertaining certain conversations, not entertaining certain topics anymore. Like, I don't joke about adult activity anymore. I don't joke about that like I used to casually speak about that, and could get into debates and conversations and really break down what I'm interested in, what you're interested in, comparisons, and sharing stories. I used to do stuff like that, but now obviously it's not something that is a topic for me to speak on. It's not something for me to engage with all the time, as in like topic wise. So it's just like, I feel like now that I don't do certain things, people feel like they can't talk to me, or we have nothing to talk about, or we're not the same. And it's just like, girl, guy, like, I am me, you are you. I do what I do, you do what you do. Like, we don't have to do the same stuff. I'm in no way judging you for not doing what I do or speaking how I speak. I'm just letting you know I have certain boundaries. I have certain ways in which I want to be spoken to with respect, no swearing. Speak to me differently. I don't want to be spoken to like anyone that wants to be spoken to anyhow. Like, what's wrong with that? I don't understand it. And a lot of people be like, what's faith got to do with how you treat people? When you have faith, you treat people with respect, and you have a certain standard on how to approach others or how to address people. Like, you're more thoughtful with how you speak. And I feel like before, I should just talk to anybody anyhow, and usually my first few words would be kind of negative if I felt like you were coming from the wrong place, or if I felt like I had to be in defense mode. That's how I would speak to you. But now it's like, I can talk to you, but I'm gonna be in the background like, where is this headed? What are you talking about? Like, I need to know what we're talking about. I don't want to accidentally entertain something that I shouldn't be entertaining. So often I'm like, what do you mean about that? Like, what does that mean? Because I need to know. Like, I don't want to walk into things blind and end up in a weird conversation that doesn't go with what I believe in, and I'm just sitting there like, I should have been protecting my heart. I should have been protecting myself from this, because I've exposed myself to something that I no longer want to be a part of. Do you know what I mean? So I am a certain way sometimes, and I don't mind, and people have to just get with the program, because I accept what comes with my faith. I accept what comes with my morals and standards now. Like, it's not the same as before. What I entertain is not the same as before. It's just different now, and I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. But yeah, I just want people to know that on this journey you have to accept a lot of things. There's probably more, but I can't remember right now, but there's a lot of things you will have to accept, and you'll have to just know that you can't react how you used to react. You can't say certain things that you used to say, because it's all about loving others and teaching others the right way, not getting negative and fighting them and arguing with them, because people want to believe what they want to believe, people want to hear what they want to hear, and if it's not what they like, they'll cause a problem, and they just do that to make you react and match their energy. And we are not matching energies. We're just accepting, this is not my argument, this is not my fight, I give it to God. End of story. Literally, you cannot stress me, you cannot make me step out of character. It's okay. I will shush and keep it pushing, because I don't have it in me anymore. We're not doing that. We're not going around and round and round and round in circles. We're not doing that anymore. So I hope that somebody learned from today of our topic of acceptance, and that we are now moving into new. We're walking away from the old, and anybody that wants to address you about your past, you can go ahead and teach them something if you have a lesson for them to learn. However, I would rather you just keep that to yourself, because not everybody needs to know all of your business, and you don't really know why people are fishing for that information. They may be trying to find ways to get you back like you used to be, or find a way that can bother you into like thinking about it for too long, and it becomes a part of you again. Like, you don't know why people want to know about you like that. So I'm not saying that to make you think in a paranoia way, as if like everyone that asks you that question has some kind of ulterior motive. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just mean that some people, you will feel it, that you don't need to tell them about that, or you'll feel from how they've been speaking to you, from what has been said previously in the conversation, if you should be opening up about those certain things. If you feel like you don't know them enough, that's fine, don't tell them, keep it pushing. And if they don't want to talk to you because you're not telling them about your story, then it's fine, literally it's fine. But yeah, learn to accept what comes with loving God, and learn to accept that you cannot be who you used to be, as in how you react, the things you do, the things you say. You can't do that anymore. You have to represent him properly, because that's what this is all about, representing. And it's not just about what you know, what you say, it's all about your image too. Like, can people look at you and see that you are a woman of God, a man of God? Can they see that? Or do you just look like you're causing problems every day? Like what do you look like? Do you represent him well? If you don't, then think about doing that. Think about it. Like, you know, we're here to represent him inside and out, not just from the inside. We can't be like God from within and be looking like the world on the outside. Like, that's not how this works. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying to change up your whole persona, but I just mean in regards to what is represented in the world for women and men. Don't do that anymore. like represent him cleanly. You don't have to change your whole look, but just make sure like the things that you were not proud of, you're not still doing in the image of God. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode, and I'll see you in the next video. If you would like to share your story, please email me your story. The email will be on the screen. If you're listening by audio, the email will be on my Spotify page. Please look out for that, or my social media platforms. I'll have the email in the bio so that you can share your story. Thank you so much for listening, and that is all for today.